In the United States, the population of various cities has been steadily decreasing over the course of several years. This migration is frequently caused by a confluence of variables, including high crime rates, acute poverty, deteriorating infrastructure, and a dearth of economic prospects. These communities are facing a downward cycle as a result of the exodus of citizens, which will ultimately result in fewer tax dollars, decreased public services, and a loss of enterprises. In this video, we are going to talk about 10 cities everyone is leaving in America in 2023 and 2024. So before starting this video, please like this video and subscribe to this channel for our future updates. Number 10. Baltimore, Maryland. Although it has a long and illustrious history, Baltimore is a city that has been struggling with a wide range of issues for many years. A significant number of residents have left as a result of the area's high crime rate, extreme poverty, and deteriorating infrastructure. In the 1950s, the population of Baltimore reached about 1 million, but in recent decades it has stabilized around 550,000 people. The shockingly low median household income in Baltimore is only $37,000, which is significantly lower than the average household income in the United States, which is $70,000. With over 820 violent crimes committed per 100,000 residents, the rate of violent crime is significantly higher than the national average. By the year 2024, it is anticipated that Baltimore will have lost 9% of its current population. Number 9. Kansas City, Missouri. Kansas City, Missouri has made efforts in recent years to rebuild itself, but it still has obstacles such as high crime rates and difficulty attracting young professionals. Despite these efforts, the city continues to face challenges. In the year 2023, the city has a population that is somewhat higher than 500,000. Despite the fact that the typical household income is roughly $50,000, the crime rate is approximately 900 violent crimes per 100,000 persons, which is approximately 281% more than the national average. In spite of the fact that the city added almost 20,000 people between the years 2010 and 2020, projections indicate that it will lose up to 2.3% of its total population in the years to come. Number 8. Minneapolis, Minnesota. In recent years, Minneapolis has struggled with problems associated with crime and racial tensions, both of which have contributed to the city's falling population. It reached its highest point of 520,000 residents in 1950, but by 2023 the city's population has dropped to roughly 420,000. The crime rate is now at 1,000 violent crimes per 100,000 residents, which is somewhat higher than the national level. The median household income is $60,000, which is slightly below the national average. In spite of the fact that it added over 26,000 individuals between 2010 and 2020, it is anticipated that Minneapolis will lose approximately 2.3% of its population by the year 2024. Number 7. Milwaukee, Wisconsin. When compared to the rest of Wisconsin, the city of Milwaukee stands out as having a significantly higher rate of violent and property crime. Around 560,000 people call the city home in 2023, a significant drop from the city's peak population of 740,000 in 1960. The national average household income is $70,000, which is a significant amount higher than the median household income of $40,000. The crime rate in Milwaukee is likewise concerning, with 1,100 cases of violent crime for every 100,000 citizens in the city. Between the years 2010 and 2020, Milwaukee experienced a population loss of 21,000 people, and it is anticipated that the city will have a further 3.5% decline in population by the year 2024. Number 6. Cincinnati, Ohio. The city of Cincinnati, Ohio, has been experiencing significant economic difficulties, which have contributed to a falling population. Around 300,000 people call the city home in 2023, a significant drop from the city's peak population of 504,000 in 1950. The national average for household income is $70,000, yet the median income in each state is only $45,000. Additionally, Cincinnati has a high crime rate, with 1,200 cases of violent crime for every 100,000 persons in the city. Although there is some variance in the census data for Cincinnati, it is anticipated that the city will suffer a population loss of approximately 5% by the year 2024. Number 5. Buffalo, New York. The decline of manufacturing and the city's high crime rate have had a significant negative influence on Buffalo, New York. The city's population reached its highest point of 580,000 residents in the 1950s, but by 2023, it had dropped to approximately 278,000. The typical income for a household is $35,000, which is a substantial amount less than the average income across the country. The rate of crime in Buffalo is quite high, with 1,400 cases of violent crime for every 100,000 persons in the city. Despite the fact that the city saw a population increase of 6% between the years 2010 and 2020, it is questionable whether this trend will continue, and estimations show that there may be a potential loss of 9% by the year 2024. Number 4. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The city of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, in the U.S. state of Pennsylvania, has experienced some recent restoration efforts, but the city still struggles to recruit young professionals and new industries despite its high crime rates. In 1950, the city's population was at its highest point of 676,000, but by 2023, it had dropped to roughly 301,000. The typical income for a household is $50,000, which is slightly lower than the average income across the country. The current rate of violent crime in Pittsburgh is 1,500 incidents for every 100,000 residents in the city. The city's population went from 305,000 to 302,000 throughout the course of the decade, beginning in 2010 and ending in 2020. It is anticipated that Pittsburgh could suffer a population loss of approximately 11% by the year 2024. Number 3. St. Louis, Missouri. The city of St. Louis, Missouri, in the state of Missouri, has seen persistent splits along racial and economic lines, which have contributed to the city's demographic loss. In the year 2023, the population of the city is roughly 300,000, while the population of the overall metropolitan region is approximately 3 million. The average household income is much higher than the median household income, which is approximately $40,000. St. Louis also has a high crime rate, with 1,800 violent offenses per 100,000 population, making it a city that faces many challenges. The city's population has not grown since the 1950s, when it reached an all-time high of 856,000. Between the years 2010 and 2020, the population of St. Louis fell from 319,000 to 301,000, and it is anticipated that the city could lose as much as 13% of the people it still has by the year 2024. Number 2. Cleveland, Ohio. The loss of American industry has had a significant impact on Cleveland, Ohio, which is also notorious for its high rate of criminal activity. In 1950, the city's population was at its highest point of 914,000, but by 2023, it had decreased to 380,000. The typical income for a household is only $32,000, which places it towards the bottom of this list of countries. At an alarming rate of 2,300 violent offenses per 100,000 citizens, Cleveland has a serious problem with crime. The city is expected to suffer a population decline of approximately 12% by the year 2024, despite the fact that it will have gained some citizens between the years 2010 and 2020. Number 1. Detroit, Michigan. Detroit, once known as the Motor City and a symbol of American industrial might, has been grappling with significant population loss for several decades. The decline of the automotive industry, urban decay, and high crime rates have contributed to the city's struggles. In its heyday during the mid-20th century, Detroit's population peaked at nearly 2 million residents. However, by 2023, the city's population had dwindled to approximately 670,000. This dramatic decline has had far-reaching consequences for Detroit's economy, infrastructure, and overall quality of life. One of the key factors driving people away from Detroit is its high crime rate. The city has consistently ranked among the top cities in the United States for violent crime. In 2023, the violent crime rate in Detroit was approximately 2,700 violent crimes per 100,000 residents, significantly above the national average. This pervasive issue has made residents feel unsafe and discouraged new residents from moving in. Economic challenges have also played a critical role in Detroit's population decline. The decline of the automobile industry, which was once the lifeblood of the city, led to massive job losses. As factories closed and jobs disappeared, many Detroit residents were left without employment opportunities. The median household income in the city is around $30,000, well below the national average. These 10 cities in the United States are facing considerable issues, including high crime rates, fading industries, and economic hardships, all of which have resulted in population losses or growth that is more sluggish than normal. The future of some of them is unclear, despite the fact that some of them have made efforts to revive their communities and attract new people. The migration out from these cities underlines how important it is to address issues like crime, poverty, and the growth of economic opportunities in order to create urban environments that are more sustainable and vibrant. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go. Thanks for watching.